Hey everybody, praise the Lord. It's February 10th, 9:06 p.m. I'm doing a mix and mash of some videos like this. Like I'm fast forwarding real quick
to the top,
and I'm showing you upside down fires. Work your way down. That way you're not constantly building. Just all these videos, and then with that, I'm leaving the links here. So each video, you don't have to watch 10 minutes of each video. I kind of just fast forward through it all. So I did the homework for you. So praise the Lord. And I'm not doing this in fear or nothing, but we are all brothers and sisters. So store up water, food, supplies, and everything, and stuff like this is really good for us to know. All right, so I love you.
To also help out, so you guys might be hearing her in the back to try in the morning to see what it's. I'm just gonna kind of as tight as I can, okay? I'm gonna trim a little bit of it, and then I'm also gonna just get a little bit of knighting it, okay?
To the bottom ones, and again they just gradually get smaller up to the top. The theory behind this is you light the top, and what it does is it burns down, so there's very little management when you have the fire going. Now of course there's management putting it together, but once you get it together, well, but so far I have all this wood, all this. You can see we are 11 minutes in slow. So kind of a fun, interesting concept. Get everything chores while my son here, and now I can enjoy 15 minutes into the upside down fire. And the fire's getting a little bit bigger, but it's not huge.
So you got steel wool, and this is super fine. This entire package weighs almost nothing. Super duper lightweight. And you can tear out a whole pad. You could just use a chunk of it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and throw a spark on this and show you what I'm talking about. Here is our steel wool. Here's our striker, our knife. It's already going. Check that out. Woo. Super hot. So let's go ahead, get our bundle going. Take our ferro rod, take our knife here, we're going to light this up. This stuff accepts a spark like that, just like char cloth does, but of course it gets so much hotter. Let's do this. And already guys, this thing is...
And let me roll up my sleeve. Tip full, which would equate to this, about this amount. And all you're going to do is put that on the cotton ball, and then just kind of work that into the cotton ball. And the second thing is this right here, this Equate brand. This is just an off brand, and about 200 cotton balls will run you anywhere from I'm going to ballpark it, say $6 to $8. So $6 to $8 for 200 of these. This will likely go through that 200, and for 8 of them. So these overall are going to be a lot cheaper. I don't know that I would call them better, but I have used these anywhere from -10 degrees, and it's worked just fine.
Fire. So all we need is steel wool and any kind of butter. You can use cell phone butter, camera butters. I got 9-volt butter, pretty much any kind of butter. Then we're gonna need some cotton balls. That's it. Let's get to it. So I got a small piece of a steel wool, and all we're gonna need is touched like that. Let's see. And put a cotton ball on top. Sometimes open it like that makes it easier. Alright, check this out. And we got a fire already. You see the cotton bond? All you have is one battery, but the flashlight requires two. How can we make it work? And then we need to pretty easy fold it in half. You see, it's almost the same size. You can same size right here. And then next step, all we gotta do is roll it up. So yeah, and then we got this wood, and then drop aluminum foil first. Drop it in there. You see how it is in there? And then drop the butter in there. And then screw the flashlight back on. As you can see, it works.
Comparing it to the self-feeding fire, the self-feeding fire is burning slower. There's not the same type of draft. First fire started with the same amount of wood, and here you can see about 10 minutes in.
For the moisture to start escaping from the can. And I don't know if you can see it or not. The can's already got some perforations here. I'm gonna call that good. Could have gone a little bit more. It's still a little iffy on one edge of the can, but you know, in a situation where it was practical to do this, you'd probably want to save the water off of whatever you were opening. So anyway, just another little quick one.
Then you're gonna take that and you're gonna push it down and go back and forth, pushing down into the can. You're gonna try and soften the can. That spot's not really working very good. What you're gonna do is you work your way around the can by pushing in and going around. Kind of gets
put the wood in here. This goes through, channels up through the H block, and this is the chimney.
Alright, I'm going to be doing a Swedish fire torch. It's a type of stove, and it's for a challenge that Sep's doing. The challenge is to make the stove and to boil water on top of it after all the tinder is burnt down. So this is my first time doing it, so it's definitely not going to be a how-to video. But here it goes. Alright, now I'm at large. All you're going to be doing is building a fire. The log on fire now is probably too big. And now I've got a little bit of birch bark, and I'm going to try to get that going with my fire starter. And there it goes. That has a concentrated amount of sap in it, and as you can see, it burns very well. I've collected quite a bit on the wood on a few what I've done is I've taken all the tinder out and then closed back up the 4 pieces. I'm gonna let this burn for a few minutes. To the coals, tricky, but okay. Now I'm gonna be and hopefully get.
So what I got going on here so far is I have some metal shavings. I'm going to put these into a small pile. Next, I'm going to ignite right back into it. Magnesium burns at a temperature close to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's very hot and it's very bright. What's happening here, those metal shavings are now burning, melting, forming a temperature in excess of 2,000 degrees. You touch anything to magnesium at that temperature and it lights it right up pretty quickly. Another neat thing.
A little tip, guys, just in case you didn't know, anything that's black is a plus for you, because, especially char cloth, because the color black will absorb the heat a lot faster than anything else. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to take your time. What I usually do is I use my finger, you know, just about where the sun is the hottest. And, you know, you don't want to be too far. You don't want to be too close. You want to, you know, there's no rush in doing this. You just take your time, and you want to look for the smallest light. The smallest light will give you the hottest, and that's what we're looking for. This bird's nest. Make sure I'm in frame here.
Smoking the gas out of this container when we go and heat it up. So all we're going to do is take our char cloth, or t-shirt rather, on it, over here, and we're going to put the stove on, actually catch on into that char side here, because in the meantime, the stove is lit. I'm just going to put our tin on top of there. We're going to turn that flame down so it's a little bit breezy out here. So smoke nicely. And like I say, that's the reason you don't want to do this in the house, because it really does smoke a lot and it really smells bad. Alrighty, looks like we're done. That's pretty much stopped smoking now, so we're just going to turn this pocket rocket stove off. As you can see, this is pretty messy, so new tin I picked up at the dollar store, and in to use, so spark. Let's see how we do. And we're just going to tear a little piece off. You don't, just got a tiny little piece there. Doesn't burn away. Now, the reason you put the char cloth on top of the flint is that when you're striking this with the steel, you're taking a nice sharp edge here and you're striking downwards like this. Now what happens is their little piece, look at that, one strike. Bring that over here. See that?